At least 4 people have been shot dead and hundreds injured as demonstrators clash with police over new laws limiting the right to protest in Ukraine, the head of the protest movement's volunteer medical service, Oleg Muzy, told CNN on Wednesday. Ukraine's Interior Ministry earlier said it was investigating a death, the circumstances of which are not clear. Local media reports suggest the man may have fallen from a statue or monument. In a statement Wednesday, U.S. State Department spokeswoman Marie Harf condemned the growing violence, particularly against journalists and peaceful protesters. Increased tensions in Ukraine are a direct consequence of the Ukrainian government's failure to engage in real dialogue and the passage of anti-democratic legislation on January 16, Harf said. We urge the government of Ukraine to take steps that represent a better way forward for Ukraine, including repeal of the anti-democratic legislation and beginning a national dialogue with the political opposition. The leaders of 3 opposition factions met with President Viktor Yanukovych and a government working group Wednesday to try to resolve the crisis, the president's official website said. They are Vitaly Klitschko, leader of the UDR Party, Arseniy Yatsenyuk, of the Fatherland Party, and Alay Tyanibok, of the Freedom Party, or Svoboda. A statement on Yanukovych's website said the first stage of negotiations, a meeting of more than 3 hours, had ended. Klitschko accused Yanukovych's government of having the blood of protesters on its hands. We did not receive any answers, Klitschko told demonstrators after the meeting, referring to calls for snap elections and the resignation of the government. When we talked about canceling the new laws that make each of us here a criminal, we heard that maybe this could be a point of negotiations. I will be with the people. If I have to fight, I will fight. If I have to go under bullets, I will. I will stand up for the people, because I want to live in a different country. He added, amid the chants of supporters. If tomorrow the president does not make a step forward, we will attack. Demonstrators have been rallying in the snowy streets since the weekend in protest against the laws that went into effect Wednesday. Televised images Wednesday showed ongoing clashes between police and protesters who've massed around barricades on Rashevskoho Street, near the burned-out shells of police buses. The Interior Minister said 195 police officers had been injured and 84 hospitalized since the situation turned violent Sunday. The clashes are an escalation of weeks of largely peaceful public protests prompted by Yanukovych's decision in November to spur in a planned trade deal with the European Union and turn toward Russia instead. The European Union and United States have urged all parties in Ukraine to exercise restraint and find a democratic solution to the political crisis. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also warned Tuesday that the situation in Ukraine was getting out of control, and urged dialogue between all the parties. UDR posted what it said was a joint statement by the 3 opposition factions saying Yanukovych and Interior Minister Vitaly Zakharchenko bear direct responsibility for the deaths of protesters. The U.S. ambassador to Russia, Michael McFaul, tweeted Wednesday that he was watching with sadness the events in Kiev. The U.S. Embassy in Kiev said in a prepared statement that it has revoked the visas of several Ukrainians who were linked to the violence, in response to actions taken against protesters in November and December. Because visa records are confidential under U.S. law, the embassy will not comment on individual cases, it said. We are considering further action against those responsible for the current violence.